North Korea now saying that they are willing to meet with President Trump anytime, just hours after the president canceled the Singapore meeting. Here now to weigh in on this is senior fellow at the Heritage Foundation, James Carafano. James, thanks so much for coming on this morning.
Good to be with you.
The big question, can the president get this back? Does he want to get this back? Should he get this back?
Well, remember, the U.S. strategy is maximum pressure. That really prevents North Korea from threatening our vital interests. So diplomacy can kind of go on its own track. If it works, great. If it doesn't work, our vital interests are still protected. So I think the administration is still open to negotiations. That was very clear in the president's letter. Remember, the president's letter was personally dictated by the president. So it reflects exactly how he is still open to dealing with the North Koreans.
Well, you mentioned the president's letter. Let's take a look at just a little portion of it anyway. And it says, quote, "You talk about your nuclear capabilities, but ours are so massive and powerful that I pray to God they will never have to be used." It's the same rhetoric we heard last year.
Right, and I would focus on the last part of that sentence. What it doesn't suggest is that the U.S. is threatening any kind of preemptive military action. That's where we would attack them first before we thought they might use their nuclear weapon program. So, and I think that is the U.S. strategy. I know we often talk about the bloody nose where we'll just go in and take their nukes out. I don't think that's the plan. I think the plan remains essentially, and if Kim does something crazy, we'll respond. But if he doesn't, we're willing to let the pressure and diplomacy run its course.
It's an interesting dynamic between these two because obviously the North Koreans build these weapons. They want to be able to threaten the world and then get paid off to be nice and not do anything wrong. But it's fascinating because usually they're used to politicians that kind of bend to these types of demands, and in a country that has so much money like we do that just pay them to shut up. In this president's case, that's not going to happen. And I'm wondering, what is the point of this summit? Because I can't see either of these two breaking on this issue. Can you?
Right. Well, that's a really key point, and that's kind of what's gone on the last month. Remember, Trump is an unconventional statesman, and the conventional wisdom is, look, Mr. President, when they say denuclearization, what they really mean is you accept they're a nuclear power, and then we go into arms control talk. They don't mean this is talk about us giving up our weapons. But the president said, look, I want to challenge that assumption. I want to offer them a prospects of talk for denuclearization that talks about eliminating that program. And then what you heard the administration since yesterday, the president said, okay, I gave them a chance. They are just continually do the same old rope-a-dope. I'm not going to give them a summit just for that. So essentially, the diplomatic ball is back in North Korea's court, but that's okay because maximum pressure protects our interests. And the point is, the president's cool with that. The North Koreans, by their statements after that, recognize that this is just a diplomatic dance. It's all the critics that are freaking out and jumping out of the windows that have a problem here.
But also, real quickly before because we have to run, but the president also said, I'm leaving the door open to the possibility of a meeting. So do you think, yes or no, that June 12th may actually still end up happening?
Yeah, I would never say never about anything in these negotiations. You know, this is this is the soap opera with nuclear weapons. We get that. But even the South Koreans have stepped back in and said, hey, we're going to try to broker something between. So I think, just stay tuned.
Okay.
Yeah, they really want it. Okay, thank you so much, James. We appreciate it.